Hello, this is Darius Young, and welcome to part 4 of creating a Chinese dragon in Blender. And when we left off, we just made the area for the mouth. What we're going to do is we're going to close up this area. So first, we are going to, let me think. What we can do, we're going to extrude these parts in because I want to make it go to 3, hit S, Y, 0, scale. Oh wait, whoops. We gotta make the pivot point back to median point. So S, Y, and 0, and that'll straighten that up on the Y axis. And we'll just move these in. We'll do more subdivisions. So okay, we got that. I did this because I wanted to have room for the tongue area and to extrude back to make it look like he actually has an inside of the mouth. Or it could be a she, if you want. I'm not trying to be biased here. So, let's see, what can we do? Alright, I say one thing we can do. We can select, actually, hold Alt right click, select this whole line, hit B, middle click, deselect these, B, middle click, deselect this one and this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit E, extrude, and move it inwards to close that gap up. And let's hit 3 to see what we did. Let's move this down and in, like so. And now we're going to connect them to the other parts. So we need, there's 1, 2. We're probably going to need 2. I want to make faces, so let's just make 3. Okay. And so now, select, remember, hold right click to select and shift to select multiple vertices. So we selected all of those. We're going to hit F, select all of these, hit F, select all of these, and hit F. Okay. So, sorry if you can hear it, but my dog is barking right now. So, let's make 4 subdivisions, not 4, but 3. Oh, Control R to do this, and you scroll up your mouse wheel to make more. So, scrolling up to 3, select all of these, hit F, select all of these, and hit F, select all of these, F, F. Okay, so we got the bottom part of the mouth pretty much done. Now we're going to do the same thing for the top. Exactly the same thing. I think that's it. Yes, okay. E, click, like this. Move them in. Make 3, I believe. Okay. I could be wrong. Let's see. Face here, face here. Yep. I'm gonna make 3. So now we got 2, 3. Whoops. Control Z, Control Z. Selected the wrong vertex by accident. Hit F, F, and F. Now I think we did something wrong on the bottom part because there's 2 up here. Yep, we did. Okay, this is what we're going to do. He'll Alt right click this, hit X, edge loop. Just get rid of that. But then again, we do not want any triangles, so select this whole part here and this as well. Hit X, faces. So now we can clearly come in here, just make the faces. I counted how many we needed wrong the last time. I mean, no, it's not the fact that I counted them wrong. I extruded the wrong area. There we go. So now we got rid of that. We can come up here and make our faces. F, F, F. Okay, there we go. So now we got the mouth the bases of the mouth pretty much set up. So Alt, right click select, right click select, right click select, right click select. Hit 3, Z, B to box select. Select all of these. Even those in the back here. We can, yeah, just hit B, box select. Select all of those. B, box select. Actually, we can hit C and we have a circle thing that allows us to select. And this process is a lot easier than B for diagonal lines or lines that aren't in a straight line. I mean, not lines, but you know, vertices and edges that are in a straight line. So we're done with that, and we have all these selected. Now what we are going to do is going to hit E and scale it in by hitting S. Actually, to get a better scale, hold Shift and click this at the bottom. It enables a scaling option for your 3D manipulator. We can scale that inward like so. Scale that upward like so. We could bring this back. Actually, hold up. Control Z, Control Z. I think it might have been better to just scale it. I'm not sure. Or we could hit Alt S. See what that does. Okay, that's a bit better. S, scale it in. Now, what we have to do is extrude the top and bottom part individually. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna extrude it individually. I think I didn't select a vertex. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. So hit S, scale it again. Oh, what I did was I hit Control Z to backtrack what I did. So Control Z again, Alt S. Oh, Alt S. Oh, that happens when you hit Alt Z, just so you guys know. W. Okay. Okay. So now, select all of these. This is going to be a while, so let's hit C, select, and just click and drag, and you can select all of these. Scroll up and down to change the radius. Okay, right click to get out. Hit E for extrude and just move it down. S to scale. Use this to move it over here. Just move it inward. Okay. So now he has an inside of the mouth. Move it in some more. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing for the top. So go on and see how that's looking. Okay. We'll make this area thicker for the teeth later, but for now, we are going to continue to extrude. So, select all of these. My bad, hit C. Oh, and let me remind you that once you hit C, you cannot rotate around the view to see what you're doing. You'd have to right click out of C, rotate again, and then click C again. Which, me personally, that's the fault of Blender, but you know, it's still a really cool program considering all the things it could do. So we selected all of those, and now right click to get out, hit E to extrude, move it up, S to scale, click and drag to move it inward, and now we have the top part of the mouth. Okay, now we're going to make the mouth more mouth-like and add a tongue. Every living creature that is not a plant has a tongue. So let's go in here, hit G, move, just manipulate these points, massage them to get them to look the way we want so that we can get ready to extrude the tongue. Tongue. Okay, so we have that. Now, to give the illusion that his mouth has depth, what we're going to do first is we're going to hit 3, move it over, hit Z, and E to extrude, and we're going to extrude inward. Control R, actually, yeah, here. Use this to scale it so it's a bit flat. Now a cool trick in Blender is if you move this here, drag it up so just a little bit. If you hold Control and click, it'll extrude and it'll rotate the vertices to where to match the angle that of which you're extruding. So just extrude down here. Hit E. Move it up, except scale it down some. I have to move it up. Okay. So Control click. Whoops. Control Z. Control click. Control click. Control click. Control click. Grab, move it up. Control click. Click. And click. Okay, here. So it doesn't look like a tongue now, but it will. I promise. Okay, so move these out, selecting all of those and hitting G. Of course. Scale these up. We could move these back. That they match the shape more. And another thing we could do is hit Z, B, select all these, W, smooth. There we go. It'll smooth it out so it looks like a tongue. And another thing we need to do is hold Alt and right click, select all of these, rotate this. Wait, I hit T, but it doesn't matter. Rotate this up some, move it here, scale it down. Another thing, if you hit 7, rotate it upwards so that the tongue has the angle. So now we rotate it back, bring it down, rotate it back. Now it looks kind of like a tongue. A tongue. Okay. Anyway, so now we're gonna just adjust the position of the tongue a bit more, so that it looks more realistic. Now we're going to make the tongue look like a tongue. So move these up, move these up, this up, move these over, these up, move this back out just a little bit. Hit tab. Now it looks like a tongue. So now that it looks like a tongue, I can move this up too. So we are almost good to go for the inside of the mouth. Now since this is a part of the mouth, I guess I'll hit O, right click, select this vertex, move it out to start forming the jaw. Why? Because the jaw on dragons is really crucial to making them look really cool. And later on we'll add some like bones and spikes coming out to make them look, you know, menacing and awesome. So now we have the inside of the mouth pretty much done. So what we're going to do now is hit Control R, select all, so make a selection on these to make a new edge loop, move it up. So we move these vertices up to match the position of the other ring of vertices here. So now we have room for teeth at the bottom. We're going to do the same thing at top. Control R, double click to make that selection true. Drag it down. Now it's in the, well, get it. Okay, now it's in the same position as the top so that we can make teeth at the top. So now what we are going to do is, well, really a dragon's mouth is not like, if you look at it from the side, it can be kind of like this, but from the front you see it's kind of, it looks like a cup almost. And we could change the position of the way that the mouth is placed right now, because I just don't like it. It's been bugging me for this entire tutorial, but I haven't said anything. So let's hit Z, B, select here, make sure you hit O, turn that on. And what we do not need are these 3 vertices here to be selected. So now we hit G, O, we can start moving those in some. Select these 3 up here. Wait, whoops. Z. It looked kind of confusing for a second. Okay, there we go. Hit Z. Z again. Grab. Make those inward some more. And now one more. We are going to select these. Wait, whoops, I selected the wrong vertex. Select this, move it in. So now the bottom mouth looks more like a dragon mouth, and the top, we're going to adjust the top a lot, because right now, you notice some Chinese dragons, their face is kind of like, it kind of has like a, I don't know how to explain what their faces look like, but they don't look like a regular dragon would look like. They have a very unique kind of look to them. Like even their facial, even like when we make the eyes are actually like extruded from the head separately. So anyway, continuing on with the mouth. So we have that. Now for the teeth, we're gonna do a little trick that I really love to do. Let's move this down. Move this up. Actually, no. Okay, that looks cool. Alright. So for the teeth, what we are going to do is we are going to hit tab, go into object mode, put our 3D cursor. Actually, we don't even have to hit tab. It could be a part of the same mesh, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So put our 3D cursor right here. Make sure that it's right there. So hit Shift A, add a cylinder. What we're gonna do is hit A, hit Z, Control R, select all of these vertices in the cylinder. Hit Alt M, merge at center. Now hit Control L, rotate it. Oops. Let's turn off O, rotate this down, grab, move it, scale it way down. Now we're going to manipulate this to look like a tooth. These are just cheat dragon teeth. You could do a lot better if you want. I'm doing this for tutorial purposes. And okay, you know what? It's bugging me that it has so many vertices, because that'll up your render time, and that's not really what you want. So hit X, delete that, tab. We'll do what I was gonna do before. Hit select that, select that. Okay, well, not selecting, but move the 3D cursor. Shift A, mesh, cylinder, scale it down, rotate, move it one here. In fact, just to make it so that it's at the nah, it doesn't have to be at the center. I was gonna move the median point to the center. So T, see if I can. Oh, it's too late. I have to do it when I first make it. Okay, my bad. Let's do it one more time. Shift A, mesh, cylinder. We want it to have 12 vertices. There we go. Now we can scale it down. Rotate, move, rotate, scale, 3, tab, Z, A, B, click and drag, Alt M, center. Now the teeth, these aren't going to be in the same position. Like, it's not just going to be like a tint like so. It's going to hit Control R. Oh, whoops. Control Z. Control R. Won't let me make a edge for some reason. How about this? What if I did this, then hit Control R? Okay, there we go. Now hit A. We can do this and merge all of these now. So Alt M at center. There we go. Now we can scale these down. So scale that down. Do that like so. Make another one here and give it more shape. Select everything, make sure it's in position. Okay, so we have teeth, or a tooth. So I can't say teeth yet now. Shift D, move another one here. Shift D here, move it up. Make sure the teeth kind of stay in the same relative position. Control L, select all of those. Actually, we're just going to hit Shift D and move them afterwards. So, Shift D, 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 Shift D. Okay. So, now we have to move these into place. So, Control L. Rotate this, move it in. Whoops. Control L, rotate, rotate. Control L, rotate, move this over. Actually, Control L again, rotate it just a little bit. Control L, hit G, Control L, Control L. And lastly but not least. Okay. Now we have to move them into position over here. Oh, I thought that would be very accurate, but it was horribly wrong. Anyway, rotate that on the Z over here. Rotate that on Z here, and to rotate it on the Z, just hit R and hit Z, and then you can rotate the selected item on the Z axis. So actually rotate this. Okay, there we go. Control L, now to rotate this. Okay, there we go. I like that rotation. Control R, R twice. We'll give you the trackball. It's really hot in my room right now. R twice for the trackball. G, move it, rotate regular. Control L, R for the trackball, rotate regular. R for the track, R twice for the trackball. Move it in. Control L, R trackball, R rotate, R trackball again. Now. So we do have a line of teeth that I do so much like, but we are going to have to mirror this, and the pivot point is off. We can change that. It'll be very simple. I'll show you in a minute. So let's just move it over. G. R twice for trackball, or hit R, hit Z. Perfect time to do that. Okay. So, hit Tab, Shift S, cursor to. Wait, no, my bad. Shift S, selection to cursor, since we already put the cursor to the center by doing Shift S. Now we hit Tab, hit A. We can just move these back up to where they were. No biggie, no biggie, no biggie. And also plus of that, when you move them, they should be in the same position that you modified them in. So there. Now we have our. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here, add a mirror, and then mirror them exactly. I mean exactly. This is exactly what we want right now. Okay. So we have our bottom row of teeth. Now, I'll do. Okay, I'll finish off this tutorial with the top row, and that'll be it. So hit tab. So one more thing we gotta do: Control L, Shift D. This over here. Rotate that. Rotate that. Scale this like so. Now we have some front teeth. Oh, okay. Alright, now we have some front teeth. Now what we are going to do, we hit A, select all of those, Shift D, move these up, SZ -1. And now, well, that's my bad. Shift, wait, did I already copy them? Okay, Shift D, SZ -1. There we go. Now we move them like so by rotating, drag them up, rotate them this way. And they're already kind of sorted, like the back teeth are fine. I'm not going to mess with those, but hit A to deselect everything, and we're gonna continue to slowly but surely adjust the teeth. So move these outward, move these upward. Okay, ZB, deselect, move this way, move it down. ZB, deselect, move these over. ZB, deselect. Actually, I'm just doing it in Z. Nah, I can see better in here. Alright, Z, deselect. Move these over and up. ZB. Now make sure that you don't have this other one selected at all. Okay, that's cool. Z, rotate on the Z. Rotate it some more on the Z. Okay, now for these two front ones, we're gonna have to make a lot more front ones for the top one. So Shift D and Shift D. Okay, so we basically have our teeth. Let's make some more adjustments. If you guys need to make some more adjustments to your teeth to get them in the right position, if your dragon is, you know, maybe slightly different or something, that's cool. Go ahead and do that. But now we have our dragon's teeth. So this will be it for today's tutorial. Tomorrow we're gonna probably finish off the head. Not tomorrow, but sometime next week we'll finish off the head, get some eyes, add his nostrils and horns and stuff. So thank you all for watching this tutorial, and I will see you next time.